I have to ask because I think it's something that's you're real infamous for, well, not infamous, but more famous for, was the throat slash taunt. What was the thought process there? And I guess looking back on that, like, is that something that you're proud of, or is that something that you probably wish you didn't do?
No, I absolutely loved it. I loved that time in my career, and I reflect back. I remember talking to Sam Friday, was it last year, and we always have good old laughs about it. And how it all come about is that, in tackle, he yanked on my hair, he pulled my hair, and I didn't realise at the time, but he had pulled a whole braid off my scalp. And that at that moment, it was, that throat slit motion, and it was, I just went into beast mode at the time. But looking back at it, it's what happens in the heat of the moment, and whatever happens on the field stays on the field. But, it was some great moments. But no, I wouldn't take that back. I'll do it again.
From the Marty I saw, watched on TV, like as a kid growing up, you're always this big, scary, intimidating person on the field. But then when I talk to you over the phone, I speak to you now, it's like you're the most kind, calmest guy. What's that balance like, that difference, I guess?
Like playing footy, there's a lot of testosterone, there's a lot of boys, just compete. We all want to compete. We all want to win, and that's, coming up in rugby league, I just wanted to smash everyone, I guess. Best way to put it. But as life goes on, you start to mature, kids, family, there's a lot of things happening. I start to realise, there's a lot more than just rugby league itself. And I started to take that on board, and really started to appreciate other things. I love my kids. I love our home. I love my wife. I love our beautiful friends and family that support us, through the good times and the tough times as well. So, and that sort of shaped who I am at the moment and what I'm becoming as well.
What are the highlights for you? You had such a long career, and you played for New Zealand, played for Samoa. You represented 3 great clubs in the NRL. What are some of the things that I guess stood out for you over that time, and what I guess you've done in your career?
I would say most recently, one of the greatest things isn't so much playing rugby league, but it's also helping these young athletes and shaping on how to become a great athlete, but also how to become a great human being off the field. Because rugby league is only you only do so much on the field, but there's a lot that happens off the field. Becoming a great person, working on your values. And that's all the stuff that I really loved throughout my whole career. And I give credit to a lot of the older players when I was coming through. They helped shape me as an athlete as well. And I started to realise, it's not all about rugby league. It's who you are and what your families and all that sort of stuff. So they're one of the great things I loved recently. And I had the opportunity to play with some great players. Cameron Smith, who's the all-time the greatest player. Your Billy Slaters, some Payne Haas recently as well. So, I've some great memories that I definitely cherish.
Talk about helping those kind of young kids and that next generation coming through. You were brought to Brisbane as that kind of veteran, that older guy, to help a very young squad. What were some of your memories with those guys? Seeing the stuff that Payne's doing this year, and his game for Samoa yesterday was pretty amazing. So that must be pretty rewarding as well for you.
Yeah, it was. We love everyone. I loved everyone when I came in through the Broncos, and I was told that, I was coming through as a mentor. And the one thing I found really difficult in this day and age was the power of social media, and how, I guess there's a lot of kids that are being brought up by the algorithm. And for me, it was trying to find the balance of what's the best way to communicate to these younger players and to help get the best out of them off and on the field. So that was one of my greatest challenges, but I've seen some great rewards. There's a lot of great players over the time that I've worked with that have really matured and grown. So, and reflecting back to, with Payne Haas as well, he's a great athlete. He's one of the best athletes, but off the field, he is the biggest teddy bear. I love the way he loves his family. He looks after his family. And I would say, I'm really proud of him, the way he's conducted himself through the many challenges that he's faced and still facing. And that goes along with a lot of the players that I've worked with. You know, they've faced a lot of challenges, but I'm really proud of how they've overcome those obstacles.
Was it hard, I guess, in that mentor kind of role? You're also competing for a position in a team. You also, you know, even though you love Payne and you want Payne to succeed, you also want yourself to succeed. You want yourself to be in that team. Was it hard to, I guess, compete at the same time as helping push these guys through?
It is, and that's the difficult piece or aspect in rugby league, is that yes, we're all great teammates and we're all great friends, but at the end of the day, we are all competing for the same position, respectively. And yes, it is hard. And look, for me, being one of the mature athlete, or was the oldest player in the team, it was really hard to sort of navigate through the challenges of being a good friend, but also being a competitor to teammates, and at the same time trying to achieve that one goal was to win week in, week out, and obviously win the whole competition. You
finished up with the Broncos this year, and they've obviously gone on to win. They went on to win the grand final. You retired 2 hours or 2 or 3 hours before they went on to win that game. Bittersweet feeling for yourself?
Yeah, it was. There was a whole heap of emotions going through. The last couple of days leading up to the grand final, it was great what the RLPA and League Ahead did for all the retiring players. You know, it's all about community and bringing everyone together, and having that sense of community, I guess. But leading up to the grand final and retiring, then and there, it was hard. It was amazing. It was a roller coaster of emotions. But at the end of the day, I feel comfortable with my decision, and I was really happy for the Broncos to go ahead. And I knew that they had everything in place to win the premiership. So.
Was there a part of you're watching them play, the performance on the day was amazing, that you just kind of said to yourself, I wish I was down there, rather than wherever you were sitting, wherever you were watching it?
Yeah, of course. Thinking back, yes, I wish I was on the pitch there, playing with the boys and obviously ultimately winning the grand final. But everything all happens for a reason, and I believe this is one of the things that was meant to be. For me and for our family, it's there's a greater purpose than just rugby league. And there are many things that happened throughout my career, as recently hurdles that I had to overcome, and that was, for me, it was testing how resilient I can be. And being up there in the stands, and I was there with my wife, we were watching the game, we were cheering on the Broncos. It was hard, but when we look at the bigger picture of things, the reason why I'm sitting in the stands is because it's all about empowering other people, aspiring athletes, people around us, and we do that with our businesses.
So where did the decision come from to retire? Caught me off guard, right? I didn't know you were retiring until I'm watching the coverage and you're walking on stage. The departure from the Broncos was a messy one. You weren't expecting to leave when you did. Did you try push for another club straight away? Was that when your decision was made? How did that whole process kind of unravel? Yeah,
so as a decision was made, that I was departing the Broncos, there was a buffer of a couple of months there where I was going back and forth on deciding, what's next. With what's happening with our businesses, we've got disruptors and also not stationary business, and I was working alongside with my wife where, I've always said to my wife, I'm the intern now. So she's been great help in helping me find what I can do, and it's been great fun. But it came, it was a couple of weeks leading into the grand final where we weighed up everything, we looked at the bigger picture, and we thought that it was time to hang up the boots. I've been doing it for 16 years. There's a lot of physicality in it. There's a lot of mental stress, and rugby league is only so small. It only takes up so much of your life, and there's there's bigger and better things outside of rugby league, and we're really building that. We're loving that we're back in Sydney with our kids, spend time with our family, and also working on ourselves and on our business as well. So, yeah.
Were there conversations to play for another club maybe next year, or to pick up halfway through the year, or?
Yeah, there was. I was tossing and turning whether we stay in Brisbane and play, because I was playing for a feeder club, South Logan Magpies. I was contemplating that, and also playing, thinking, do I play for another club here in Sydney? But we ultimately came to a decision where it's best to hang up the boots. You've got to look after your body physically and mentally. One of the major things at the moment is concussions, and I've had a fair few concussions in my time, and I've said to my wife and our kids is that I want to get to the point where I'm 60. And I still remember my own name. I can still walk upstairs. I can still function. So it's not just rugby league. It was more so my holistic well-being and physical health.
And you're back in Sydney now. That decision, one that you made with your family, for your family, was that an easy decision? Where you kind of, as soon as the Brisbane saga ended, you were like, I get to come home now? Was that kind of top priority for you?
Yeah, well, I was really excited. I was really excited to come back to Sydney. Just see, we're away from all our kids, our aging parents. We had originally signed for 9 months up at the Brisbane Broncos, and it turned out to be 2.5 years. So it was a lot that we had to endure, just me and my wife and our 2 puppies. So it was a lot. We had an amazing time up there. We created a really nice community, with all the Brisbane Broncos fans, and also with our small community, with the players' partners as well. We loved it. We're like the fairy godparents. We love looking after the kids, and they get spoiled. But yeah, coming back to Sydney, it was the best. It's the best thing for us, and we're thriving. We're loving it, and there's so much that's happening. Big projects. Yeah.
And how are your relationships with the players? I mean, 3 clubs, so you'd have a lot of friends now in Brisbane, some friends in Manly, and obviously the Tigers. Do you still keep in touch with those guys? I mean, who'd you tell about your decision to retire? Did you talk to any of them? Did any of them give you any tips or advice?
Well, not really. It was funny. It was a day that we went and played golf up at Brisbane with a fair few boys, Paddy Carrigan and Payne. And as we're driving to the golf course, me and Payne, I thought, because I trust him a lot, and I have a lot of respect for him. I told him then and there. I said, "Oh look, because he asked me, are you going to play for another club?" And it's like, "Oh yeah," just sort of buffering around it, and the guy, "Oh no, I'm actually going to retire." And he was really happy for us, and I love that, and I have no regrets, and I don't have the itch to want to go back and play rugby league no more. Rugby league has given us so much, and yeah, so.
Life now. You just took us through your house, the project, we'll call it, because that's what it is at the moment. Massive task you've undertaken. Tell us a bit about why, I guess, you've decided to come into a house that was all furnished and whatnot, and you've decided to rip it all up, and you're trying to, initially it was 2 weeks, but you're trying to turn this into your dream home, you and your partner's dream home.
Yeah, so we've got some big projects. We're at renovation, so we bought this beautiful property in Sydney back in December 2024. I'd never stepped foot in it, and we started making plans on renovating it, and I only had seen photos, so what the kitchen, living room, laundry, all that sort of stuff, and I was a bit nervous, but once we stepped foot in this, it was literally gangbusters, and I guess the theme was all about creating intentional living space, and especially around the kitchen. The kitchen is the heartbeat of our family. For me, especially for Samoans and Pacific Islanders and the whole family, food is our love language. So everyone is all around the kitchen. Everything happens in the kitchen. And I guess that's what we wanted to create. Given, yes, it was a beautiful property, ready to walk in it and live in it, but we thought we wanted to create something that shows who we are as people and what we are as a family. We love entertaining, we love food, we love having people that feel safe in this space, and that's what we're doing with the huge renovations that we set out to do in 2 weeks, which is kind of blown out in a month. We'll do it in a month, but we're doing this with every might, every bit of love that we have. So look, we're really, really enjoying this, and we know it will turn out to be a really great space for our whole family and friends.
By 2 weeks, it's a pretty crazy task, especially if you're going to move in straight afterwards. Like 2 weeks to get all of this 2-story house. It's not a small house, right? Like, why the 2 weeks?
Because we're crazy. We're crazy. We wanted to do this all in 2 weeks. So, pretty much flip it, prep it, and then move straight in. Hasn't really happened that way, but we're slowly there. But yeah, we're crazy. We're not the type of people that sort of just graze along. We just bang, we go get in, get out. So that's the whole reason why we said 2 weeks. There's a few uncontrollables there, but it's coming along. So it's kind of blowing out now to a month, so 4 weeks. So we're hoping that we'll be complete by the 4th week, and then we can celebrate. You guys can all come in. We'll have a barbie. That's on me.
Awesome Samoan food, though, right?
Yep. Everything.